Wading into the water on a hot, sunny day, it looks like the dog days of summer are here. Those long, warm August afternoons are upon us, and that means we're looking for relief from the heat. A quick dip in the lake, one of the most enjoyable ways to cool down. But this isn't one of the many picturesque lakes the South Island is known for. This is Victoria's Gorge waterway.
It's fabulous. Like I say, the water is warmer than a lot of the local lakes, cleaner than a lot of the local lakes.
Locals know it simply as the Gorge, a narrow body of water that connects Victoria's harbour to Portage Inlet. But its history is something many of us don't know a lot about.
In the 1920s, this would have been a swimming pool. They literally had log booms that were put out in the shape of a swimming pool, and people would swim laps in them. They'd have races. The provincial championships were right in the water behind me here, and there would be literally thousands of people out on the docks, out in the log booms, climbing on the rocks, having picnics. This was a summer resort for Victorians.
My mother used to talk about this when she, what the Gorge was like when she was a child. And it was a magical place.
But by the 1930s, the harbor got busier, the water got dirtier, and parents told their children to stay out of it. But by the 1990s, there was a group of people who were interested in cleaning up the gorge, and by 2000, people were swimming in here once again.
Fortunately, through some heroic efforts of people like John Rowe and the Veins of Life and the various canoe and kayak clubs and rowing clubs, they've had cleanups along the gorge, and now it's a clean, wonderful place to swim. VHA does testing, weekly testing.
But the stinky stigma of the gorge just may be tougher to overcome than the cleanup itself. And that's why there's a renewed effort to get people thinking of the gorge as a summer swimming hole.
But what's going on is that there's people who are forgetting Veins of Life and forgetting what was done. And if that happens, that's what happened the last time. People forgot.
So to remind us that the gorge is clean enough to jump in and cool off, they're hoping hundreds of people will come down for a dip. They've teamed up with 4 community associations to revive the Gorge Swim Fest on Sunday, August 12th.
Our concern is to get people back in the water so that they know what's here and they know what a jewel it is.
If you're in a canoe or a kayak or a rowing shell, you're in the water and you don't want people to throw stuff into it, but you might tolerate that. If you're going to swim into it and you see somebody doing something inappropriate, I think people are going to have a higher level of concern.
And they're even hoping to revive the days when the gorge was a popular destination for tourists.
Our vision is that in the summertime, this is where people go to vacation. People will come to Victoria and say, let's go to Victoria and stay at one of the local hotels, one of the local bed and breakfasts, and they'll be swimming in the gorge as a tourist destination.
Bringing a local playground back to its glory days, and this time holding on to it for good. In Vic West, I'm Nikki Ewanyshyn.